Hello, welcome to my channel. I'm a saving scholar, and on my channel I talk about cash stuffing, budgeting and books. If you like my content, please do all the YouTubey things of subscribing, liking and commenting. Enjoy!
So how are we all? Weather's changed a little bit. It now is starting to feel like autumn. I've had a rather interesting week. I just think October is the month where things aren't quite going to plan. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go through my kind of completed budget look over for the week and kind of explain what's going on. Let me know if it's just been a bit of a weird month for you, because this is just everything seems to be going a bit wrong this month. So right moaning, let's get through to what I have spent this week. Okay, so let's look at what we have done this week. So I finished off last week a little bit late. Our son came home from uni and just changed loads of things. So he came home. We did do food shopping, but I just can't find my receipt. Whoopsie. But I knew we were under budget. And then on the Sunday, we stayed at home. We were really organising stuff. And then my husband and son were watching the Man City Arsenal match. If you are into football, you'll know that I had a very happy husband and son that night. But my parents decided to come over so they could see our son, obviously because I haven't seen him since he's been to university. And we all decided to get Chinese takeaway. It was something that we were contemplating, myself and my husband. And we thought, actually, because I've been ill and I've been really busy with work, we would do that. So we did use the takeaway, but I can't tell you how much it was because we kind of all split the bill. But I just know that I just kind of put £20 straight away from the food shop into the credit card. But it's probably going to be a little bit more than that, so I kind of left it. The Monday, I was feeling so much better. I was like, right, I'm over this flu. Good, because I've got so much going on with work and my PhD. No problem. But I woke up in the morning just feeling a bit stiff in the back. Okay, fine. Went to work and I had to do teachy stuff and I taught all day. And by the end of the day, my back was just a bit sore. But I felt good in every other way. And it was a no spend. I took my coffee, blah, 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 blah. Tuesday, I had to go on a school trip. So I did a video, a little video, but I had to go to a local historical site with my first year students. And my back was starting to get worse and I was starting to become quite stiff. And painkillers were okay with it, but I had to do lots of walking. I also bought myself a pasty. It's the one thing I do when I go there every year. And I took that out of food. That was something that I already said to Mr. Saving Scholar that I was going to get these pasties because they're so nice. So I just took £6 out of food. Other than that, didn't spend anything else. The Wednesday, I had to give quite a big speech about my PhD and I woke up and I was in agony with my back. I don't know what I've done. But my bottom hurts, my back hurts, and Wednesday was just awful. I can't believe all these illnesses I've had this month. I can't believe it. Anyway, so Mr. Saving Scholar had to go the Wednesday to go get some deep heat and painkillers and all that sort of thing because I just couldn't move and it was quite bad. Thursday, I had to go to work. I was teaching all day and it really became quite terrible. I did do a no spend. I'm quite proud of myself on that because all I wanted to do was just stuff my face full of rubbish from the campus shop, but I didn't. It was a no spend. And then on Friday, yesterday morning, so Thursday night was a really terrible night. I was in quite a lot of pain. And Friday, I only had to work in the morning and teach, but I got myself some more painkillers and I got myself a coffee because I was just feeling quite sorry for myself. But these quite expensive painkillers worked a treat, actually, and I was able to get through the day and I felt much better in the evening. So much so that myself and Mr. Saving Scholar really sorted out a plan for what we want to do with our cash stuffing and moving forward because he hasn't really been able to talk to me properly for the last couple of weeks. And I know sometimes Mr. Saving Scholar is watching my channel now, sneaky. And I just want to say he's been such a big help the last few weeks. And he's not only, he's always helped me with housework and around the stuff, but he's actually had to do everything because if I'm not in bed, I've had to do work and PhD work. So he's just been, love Mr. Saving Scholar. But last night we were able just to pop out for a drink and just talk about what is going on in our life and what we can do to make things better, and just looking at what goals we want to achieve, and we're going to talk about that a bit more. But basically it was really great. We kind of made some mutual decisions about what's best for us and our family, and it was nice. It was just really nice, and I came home, went straight to bed, very happy. And I also took out £150 of the cash machine. So that's where we are. So hopefully this is going to be my last video where I'm moaning about my ailments. Fingers crossed, because this is just crazy. But back is okay. It's a bit stiff and a bit sore sitting in my work chair, but it's okay. So hopefully we'll know the end of it. So what we're going to do now is we're going to move on to see what I took out of my wallet, and also unstuff this week, because for me Saturdays are the start of the new cash week. So let's go. Okay, I can see I'm back to rambling, so apologies for that. Okay, so here's my day-to-day binder. This is what we use when we go to the shops. And it was because of all the things Mr. Saving Scholar had to get for me for my back. We don't actually have much to empty. On a weekly basis, I empty my food shop, I empty my vapes, and I also empty any change that's in my wallet, partly because it just takes up and it tends to, just get in the way, and also because I'm so eager to fill up my penny savings challenges. So, food, first of all, we have £5. We haven't stuck to only using the food for the food shops, but we've used it as well for takeaway, etc. So we left £5. So that's not bad, considering it's a bit of a strange week. That's not bad at all. Leaving household, pet supplies. I'm just going to take out this £1 coin. I'm not sure. Mr. Saving Scholar had to get something for the kitty cats. I think probably treats. And I'm not sure where and when he spent it, but he had to get some pet supplies. So I'm just taking the £1 coin out, which was in there. Toiletries we leave. It's a monthly. Petrol, I'm leaving, but Mr. Saving Scholar hasn't bought any petrol this week. Takeaway, oh my goodness, we really should have put some money in, but we haven't this month. Books, I haven't bought any books and I haven't put anything in. Vape, we did buy vape. We stocked up, and I've been just, we used it this week. So that's my day-to-day emptied. We're going to come back to this in a second. But what we're going to do now is we're going to see what I took out of the ATM and how I'm going to fill it this week. So let's move on to the ATM money. Okay, so I've been to the bank, the ATM, and I took out some money. Any of you finding that ATMs are running out of money? I've had to go to a few ATMs lately, and my favourite one has not had any money for a while. We went to another one near another supermarket and they didn't have any either. So I didn't know if it's just my local area thing or if any of you have got any issues with ATM. But I'm just finding it a little bit hard to get cash out the ATM. And we live quite far away from the inner city, the city centre. So it's quite hard to get to the proper bank. So it's just something I've noticed over the coming last few weeks. Okay, so I went to the bank and I took out 2, 4, 6, 8, 100, 2, 4, 6, 8, 200, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I took out £250 from the ATM. Again, no £5 notes, but that's okay actually, because there's not much £5 working that I want to do. So, and I've got my £5 left over from food. So, with that 250 plus 5, so 255, I actually have quite an organised list of what I want to do this week. So I'm going to move on to my weekly funds. My weekly funds are just a little organised folder which I put in my allocated amount each week and then take it out in preparation for the Saturday. So this week we are moving on to week 3 because I get paid near the end of each month. I don't get paid right at the end of the month. I get paid around the 26th. So I'm on week 3 today. Okay, so I'm going to take that out, ready to stuff my day-to-day. And then what I'm going to do, because next Saturday will be my final week of October. So I'm going to do 20, 40, 60, 80, 90. So I'm using £90 for our food shop for the week. So I put that in mostly every... My goodness. What was that? I've got things moving around now. Oh my goodness. Sorry about that. I have £90 for my food shop for next Saturday, and then £10 for vape. So I'm just 1 week ahead at the moment. So I'm going to put that in week 4 and close that up. And I'm just going to put that there so I know next week, because it's going to be the end of the month as well, it's going to be a little bit tight. I've got that ready to go. And then for this week, for the day-to-day binder, I kept back 20, 40, 60, 80, 90 for food, 100, so 10 for vapes. So let's stuff the day-to-day binder. So food is going to get the 90. Some of you will know that I contemplated putting it down a little bit, but after some discussions with Mr. Saving Scholar, we decided just to keep it at 90. We're still a little bit not quite in sync with food at the moment since my son left for uni, and 90 is fine for us at the moment, so that's no problem. Vape, we're still putting 10 in. I think at some weeks we're not going to be spending as much as that. But again, just because it's been a little bit all over the place with me, we're just using the 10 and we're kind of stockpiling a little bit. I'm sure if we sat down and had a look, we've probably got lots of little bottles here, there and everywhere, but that's fine. So that's my weekly day-to-day stuffed. What we're going to do now is I'm going to move on to stuffing some of my binders, because I've just got some things that I want to stuff and I've been very logical with my husband about this. So let's get to it. Okay, so I'm actually going to start with my annual events because there's a few things I want to stuff in this. So as some of you may know, I have my annual events and I keep it in order of when things are coming up. So at the moment, obviously we're in October. I have my graduation meal in a couple of weeks' time. Not my graduation, it's just my students who graduated and finished their degrees last year. Myself and some of my co-workers, we all go out for a bit of a meal and just have a celebration. That's been completed. £40 Halloween. We're leaving. I've said why in a previous video. And then I have my dad-in-law. My dad-in-law's birthday is in early December, and I've already filled £10, but I need another £10 today to make it to 20. So I'm going to get that. I have no idea what I'm getting my dad. Normally my sister-in-law organises what they're going to get and then we just give her the money, so which is quite nice actually, because I've never known what to get my dad-in-law. Okay, so that's £10 for Mr. Saving Scholar's dad. He was lovely. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move on to B's birthday, my youngest son. His birthday is early-ish, December, and I haven't filled anything for him. Now, we have an idea what we're going to do for our son's birthday. So it is just about filling it. So again, I'm just going to fill this a little bit just a little bit this month, and then I'll make more of an effort in November. So he's getting 10. So I think what I'm going to do now is just focus on Ben's birthday a little bit more, because it is before Christmas. Okay, so I'm just going to, that's going to be my next thing that I need to stuff. I'm going to organise my annual events a little bit more, and I'm just going to have a bit of a check sheet on how much I need to fill for all of them throughout the year. But I really like how I go through week by week, month by month, about what I need to do, and it helps me to see what's coming up, because some months I have loads of birthdays for my nieces and nephews, and it can get a little bit sticky. So it just helps me to organise throughout the year. So in the end, I've just put £20 into my annual events, and that's ticking along very nicely at the moment. So that's my annual events. I now need to move on to Christmas. That's what I need to move on to now. So let's move on to Christmas. Okay, so my work in progress Christmas folder. Try saying that on a Friday night, goodness. Is work in progress. It's something that I'm going to do this weekend, is just sit down, and Mr. Saving Scholar is going to go in, up into the loft. We've got a spreadsheet ready to go because I can't find my old one. And we're just going to see exactly who and what we need to get for the family for Christmas. So with that in mind, I know that I have a lot to do for our youngest son. Because I know I haven't got much for him, and normally by now I have a clear idea what I'm going to do, and I just don't at the moment. So I'm just going to plough in and just start to fill his a little bit. So I'm only going to pop in £10, because there's other priorities, but I am going to focus a little bit more on the Christmas presents when I get paid. So that's why myself and Mr. Saving Scholar need to just organise what on earth we've got so far. I've learned a lot about cash stuffing when it comes to Christmas. I started this late, and that didn't really help my organisational skills because I start Crimbo so early. But I think I'm going to be on top of it next year. Now I have this folder, so I'm very happy about that. So that's £10 into our eldest son's Christmas fund. I have £10 and £20 going into that. So that's plodding along nicely. So that's all I'm going to do for Christmas today, I think. And what I'm going to do now is that I'm going to move on to high priority, because I had a big chat with Mr. Saving Scholar last night, and we now know what we want to do. So very excited. Let's move on to high priority. Okay, so here is high priority. I had a big talk with Mr. Saving Scholar last night, and we had a bit of discussion about what we need to do, what we want to do, and how we're going to move forward. So I know exactly what I want to put in this folder. I do need to put an extra £10 in hair, because I have my eldest and my husband's funds for hair. It's only £50 to get their haircuts, but I have nothing for mine, and I'm aware that my next haircut will be coming up fairly soon, and it is expensive. So I need to just pop in £10 for hair. Oh, hello. I don't have £10 for hair. Okay, so, oh dear. Let me go and swap this £20 for 2 10s. That was a bit silly, wasn't it? Okay, so I have £30. I'm going to put £10 into hair. That technically goes towards my haircut in a couple of months' time. So that means I've got 20, 30, 40. Okay, right. I organised myself so well, but I didn't organise what domination of money I needed. Silly me. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put £20 into the credit card, because this is one of our main focus for the next few months. 20, 40, 60, 81, 10, 30. So I've got £130. That's just plodding along nicely. Last month we did quite a lot in it. I then have our son's accommodation for uni. This is another big one. So much so that I'm actually putting 20, 40, 60 in there. That's fine. So that means I've got 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40. Okay, so again, that's just plodding along at the moment, but it will have a big fill when I get paid. Then I'm leaving mortgage today. I put a bit in mortgage in my last stuff, so I can leave that. And I'm leaving new car. Okay, so I'm going to leave those things because what I am going to do is that I'm going to go to my low priority funder after having oh no, actually wait. Missed one. Silly me, goodness me, Selena. I'm actually doing £20 for new car. So this is going to go to deposit for a new car. I spoke about this last night with my husband, and he said that actually we're going to have to get a new car in the new year, probably in June. And we want to get, and he deserves a nice new car. We have had lots of old cars. We've kind of took old cars from our families, and actually we need a nice car. It's not going to be some flashy car, but it's going to be a car that's suitable for us. So we want to get an SUV, which will be suitable for us. So actually that's quite good. I've just started my first one. I've had this tracker for a while, but we've decided that this is going to be one of a high priority. I want to just keep filling this at least once a month. Okay, so the first one done, to get our new car, and I'm going to put £20 in there. Okay, so that should be £20 in new car. That should be nothing in mortgage. That should be £60 in Ben's accommodation, £20 in the credit card, and £10 in hair. Yes. Perfect. Okay, brilliant. What we're going to do now is we're going to go to my low priority because I had a discussion with Mr. Saving Scholar last night. So let's go to low priority. Okay, so low priority is very, very low at the moment with everything going on. But I had my chat with Mr. Saving Scholar, and we both decided that, yes, we really do need a holiday. And we had a discussion about this, and we are hoping... just horrible things happening in the world at the moment, so you just don't know what's going to happen, but we are hoping that we are going to be able to go on a cruise. That's what we're going to try and save for. So it's not been booked. There's been no deposit, but that's what we're going to try and save for. And we're going to, hopefully, if the boys want to come, all of us go on a cruise. I talked about why a cruise. I loved it when I went with the boys, but I hadn't met Mr. Saving Scholar then. And we think it would be perfect. My husband just wants to relax and chill. And I just love cruises. And it also means that I can do a little bit of work on the cruise when it's a bit of a quiet sail day. I'm also just, neither myself or Mr. Saving Scholar are great on flying, and it just seemed perfect. So that's what we're going to do. It is still a low priority at the moment because we just have so much going on with high priority that needs to be done, or at least has to be done quicker than the cruise. But this is going to be something that we just want to do. So I'm just going to keep plugging away, and we're going to see where we are at closer to the time. Fingers crossed. So much so that I am going to buy myself a new folder, which is just going to be for the holiday. That's what we're going to do. So with that in mind, we took out all the money that we had saved for cruise, actually, because we needed it for when Ben went to uni. So I'm having to start again. And those things happen with cash stuffing. Sometimes you realise that you need to bring all your money together because times can be a bit tricky or things happen. So, for example, our dishwasher's broke yesterday, so we're going to have to go buy a new dishwasher. But we had to save for that before I started YouTubing and stuff, so we had to have that ready to go. So, anyway, with that in mind, here's my cruise. My first one has been completed. And that means I've just got £10. So £10 is just going to go in the cruise. So each icon is £10, and I'm just going to keep repeating this challenge and just keep plodding through it. So I decided £10 at a time because actually that's what I can do. I think 20 will make me not put money in. So £10, just keep doing it when I can, when I've got a little bit of extra money, or when I save some money. So anything that I save personally, so for not so for book things or anything else, that's where it's going to go. That's what I've decided to do. So £10 into the cruise. I'm going to close that up, and I'm going to sort out my low priority in a few weeks' time, but that's done. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go through my challenges and see what Terps has for me. So with that in mind, let's go. Okay, so I'm going to have a look at Terps and see what we have in here. Oh, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Okay, we have a few things, but I don't think we're going to be able to do much for some of our challenges today, which is a shame. We just haven't had much change this week. So if you're new to my channel, I do a slightly different saving challenge to other people, because I have a different saving challenge for each one of the coin denominations. And then I do something different for my £2 coins, which I think I'm actually going to be doing today. So with that in mind, I need 10p worth of 1p coins. So for each cross, it comes to 10p. So for me to be able to cross off another one, I need 10p of 1p coins. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just 5. So 5p worth of 1p. So I can't do anything with that. It's also 10p for 2p coins, and I know I've only got 4. And then I move on to the 5s, and then the 5p coins is for every icon crossed, it's worth 50p. So I need to find 50p of 1p coins. 5, 10, 15. Nope, so I can't do that either. It's 50p in 10p coins. 10, 20, 30. Can't do that. And then it's £1 worth of 20p coins. 20, 40, 60. I really didn't have much change this week. It leaves me, however, with a £2 coin and a £1 coin. So I can do some trackers. So if I move on to my £1 coins, this is where it's going to get exciting, actually, because that means I have another £10 worth of coins. So on this tracker, for every £1 coin, I can cross it off, and for each row, it's 10 £1 coins. So it means I have £10 notes. I've changed a £10 note for one lot of £1 coins, but now this means that I have another £10 worth. So I'm going to go see my brother today, and I'm going to just sort out some of this change so that he has some £1 coins. So with that in mind, I now should have £10 worth to exchange. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Fabulous. Now, you're probably wondering, Selena, you do know that those are £2 coins and not £1 coins. I am aware of that. Thank you so much. But what I do is that some of you will know I didn't know what to do with my £2 coins. And what I decided to do is every time I had a £2 coin, I would put it into my cheeky binder. So I have a £2 coin. I have enough to be able to exchange 2 £1 coins for the £2 coin, and that's going to go in my cheeky binder today. And I should still have 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that to Brotus, my brother, and he's going to change that for a £10 note. Or he might be super nice and I might get 2 5s, because I'm really struggling to find £5 notes at the moment. So I'm actually going to leave that out, take that to my brother, and I now have £2 to spend for cheeky binders. Let's go. Okay, so here is my cheeky binder. It was inspired by Jem from Budget and Dreams, and I loved it. And I just made a quick folder. I still haven't quite finished it, but what it is this is kind of like my £2 challenge. So every time I get a £2 in change, I put it in terps, and then when I have two £1 coins, what I do is I put my £2 coin into the £1 coin like I've just done, and I then have 2 chances to put this in my cheeky binder. What my cheeky binder does is that I roll my dice, my red dice, and it will land on a number, and that number corresponds with something that I'm focusing on, and we could spend that money on whatever we wanted. Now, I had a chat with Mr. Saving Scholar, who had watched one of my videos, and he said, do you know what, Selena? I don't want it going to something that I just randomly want. I actually want it to go to the credit card. So I was like, oh, okay, if you're sure about that, Mr. Saving Scholar. And he said, yes. So all the money that Mr. Saving Scholar gets is actually going towards the credit card. Very nice of him. I actually thought it could go towards the car, but no, credit card. That's what his is going to. I then had a thought about that and go, actually, I think maybe I need to have a little bit of a change of this. So what I've decided to do is that for Mr. Saving Scholar, his is going to go towards the credit card, as he said. For mine, it's going to go towards the cruise. So that's mine. So every time I get make up £10, it's going to be changed and go straight into the cruise fund. Same with Mr. Saving Scholar. When he gets £10, it's going to go into the credit card. And I'm really excited about that because I'll only buy books. And actually, I don't need to buy books. And I'd rather spend and put money towards the cruise. We then decided with Jonathan. Jonathan agreed and said, look, I don't need anything. I really don't need it. Just put it towards my Christmas presents or something. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put it towards Jonathan's Christmas present fund. And then after Christmas, it will go in either his Christmas or his birthday. We're going to do the same with Benjamin. His will also go towards Christmas or birthday. But my niece is still going to have the little change because that's just nice. She can have that for herself. Charity is obviously going to be the same. If it lands on charity, it will be saved up until we go for our Christmas shop, and whatever money we have, we'll use that towards the charity run. We do that anyway every year, but we'll just have a little extra. Okay, so that will still go to the charity run. So it was just a discussion with Mr. Saving Scholar about actually what he wanted to do with it, and it just made me think about actually, could this go to something more meaningful? And to me, that's the cruise. So a little bit discussion about how we're going to do this. So I have 2 £1 coins. That means I've got 2 rolls. I'm going to roll the dice. And I have number 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That actually goes to my niece. So this will just be given to her. And she can do what she wants with it. So she'll probably go to Smith's Toy Superstore and buy an LOL doll or something like that. Okay, let's roll again. Oh, and it's number 5 again. So my niece has another £1 coin. Oh, okay. So at the moment, we have £2 towards the credit card. We have £2 towards the cruise. We have £3 towards Jonathan's Christmas. We have £2 towards our youngest Ben's Christmas. £3 for our niece for pocket money, and nothing for charity. That needs to change. Okay, so that's my cheeky binders done. And I just looked over and noticed I still have my £5 note. So I'm not sure where to put that, so we're going to let the dice gods decide. Let's go. Okay, so I talked about my Just Roll With It game. It's for times that I just don't know or I haven't allocated for some money. I also did a giveaway for this one. I just quite randomly. So if you haven't seen it, watch my last video that talks about this. Basically, if you live in the UK, I'm doing a little bit of a giveaway, and I would like to make one of these for you. It would be personalised. So what I want to know, leave in the comments, like, subscribe, and leave in the comments which saving goals would you want for each roll of the dice. So if you rolled a 1, I've got credit card. So if I roll a 1, this £5 is going to go in the credit card. If I roll a 2, it's going into mortgage. If I go roll into 3, it's hair. 4 is holiday, which is now the cruise. 5 is Christmas, and 6 is annual events. So if you had to just roll with it, and I make one for you, what would you have for your 1 to 6? Okay, I'm going to stop this competition, this giveaway, on the 31st of October. It is running across YouTube and TikTok. So if you leave a comment on both, you get 2 chances, and a few of you have already entered, so that's lovely. And then the 31st of October, my husband's got a software that you can do, and it can show everyone who's the winner, and hopefully you will win, and that's it. And I'll make it for you, just like this, and send it to you. So, because I will be putting them on the Etsy store soon. So, but I just thought I'd do this first. It was very spontaneous, so I probably didn't do all my terms and conditions. With that being in mind, let's see how this works. Okay, so you'll also get a teeny tiny little dice. It's so tiny, but very cute. And what you do is you roll the dice, and whatever number it lands on is where we're putting that fiver. So it's number 4. After I was talking about the holiday, it is going into the holiday. That's great. I'm actually really happy about that. Thank you, Dice Gods. Because when I did this in the week, it was all head stuff. It was credit card, mortgage, and stuff like that. So the gods have decided that today, this £5 can go into something that I really want it to go into. So that being the case, we've got low priority folder, and it is going into the cruise. I'm really happy with that. Because I have no idea where to put it. It's not been allocated for anything. Because it's only £5, I'm just going to colour in half of my cruise. We don't know where we're going yet. It's probably going to be a med cruise. We're not going to fly anywhere and do the Caribbean. It's probably only going to be a 10-day cruise around the Med, which would be lovely. But I'm not sure yet. We've been with Royal Caribbean. I have before, but I don't know anything about P&O or Cunard or anything like that. Our kids are over 18, so we can go anywhere. So if you've been on a cruise and you really recommend something or somewhere, let me know, because I haven't been on a cruise for quite a while. I'm getting all excited now. Okay, so that's £15 towards the cruise. Yes, that's great. I'm very excited. Okay, that is everything. Obviously, I'm feeling better because I rambled a little bit. I hope you enjoyed that. I'm going to go find out what fell off my desk. Have a great weekend. Let me know what you're up to and how your challenges are going. And I look forward to seeing you all next week. Bye, everyone.